It's hot.
It's hot?
It's hot.
Ho, 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 ladies and gentlemen, it is finally the one and only, the General Grievous Week. We are moments away from finally seeing the General Grievous rework that happened. Tell me, Mobile Gamer, it sounds like you're a part of the movement now that you saw the B1 battle droid. Why don't you tell me what you're feeling now that we're entering the week?
Okay, full disclosure, because I have Revan, I was a little bit of a Grievous hater.
Yeah.
Because it's like, nah, I want to protect. But then again, Revan has, 80+% of the top 10. It's too much. It's too far. It's too big. It definitely needs to stop. But what I can see happening so far is that Revan teams do not do well with mass dispel and having buff
giant
immunity,
health regeneration too.
Oh my god. And then buff immunity causes the AI on Basila and Yoda to not work that well.
Yes.
And causes the AI to screw up. And this little tiny glimpse, we've got a B2, the kit wasn't altered drastically, just slightly. But B1 and the healing is crazy against Revan, and we haven't seen what Grievous is going to look like. We have no leadership. The character is currently trash. Magna Guard is trash, and Droideka has to be has to be awesome. I mean, that's one of my favorite favorite things of all time. The Jedi were afraid of Droidekas in Phantom Menace, so it's like it has to be over the top good. We've only seen one fourth.
It's I get excited listening to you talk because the week before you're like, there's no way they're gonna let Grievous mess around with Revan. It's Jedi Knight Revan. But once we both did our videos, you did your video, I did my video. You found some things that you like, I found something that I like, and we're no matter what the Revans were that we're fighting, whether they had no speed or a bunch of speed or in between, just the fact that at least Grievous can hang around in battle. Like, tell me this. A Darth tray with no Zetas, a sign with no Zetas and all that, could they hang around against Jedi Knight Revan?
No. I mean, clearly, there was a way of killing. I mean, if like you're playing with Chewie and B1, if the opposing Revan marked, either B1 or Chewie, the match was over. But if it marked Grievous, Magna Guard, or B2, the heals from B1 nullified the marked effect. Exactly. I mean, I saw Grievous healing for 51,000 at time. It's crazy. Now I did buy the $10 pack and I took my B1 to 4 stars. I've allocated the Zeta already.
Oh wow, look at you, man.
Yeah, I've got one. So far there's 2 Zetas that we know of, but there's probably going to be a Zeta. What do you think? 5 Zeta team? I mean, at least right now it's a 2 Zeta team where there's one on B1, there's on B2.
Usually what they shoot for is that every new character, every unit that they rework, they at least get 1 Zeta. Very far in between do we ever get a character or a rework without a Zeta. Very infrequently. Then usually the cornerstone leader or the big name character gets 2 Zetas at a minimum. Right. And then sometimes Revan, they get 3.
Well, those the Hero's Journey characters, if you will, which would be all have 3.
CLS, Jedi Training Rate,
yeah. So with Droideka, I could see Droideka or Grievous getting 2 Zetas. So then that'd be a total of 7. I see no less than 6, but probably 7 Zetas, and then of course we're gonna have to make a determination whether or not the Zetas are necessary or not. But it looks like the Zeta on B1,
it's 100% necessary.
100% necessary. So 50 stacks versus 100 stacks, it's not even negotiable. Well, and then the turn meter gain on B2 seems non-negotiable also.
Right, yeah. So I think that first off, that turn meter gain from B2 is huge. Although we said earlier that his kit wasn't changed much, his all-around viability hasn't changed much. He just got the increased buff immunity mainly, but that unique ability, I think that's going to be cornerstone for a Separatist team because right now we already see the benefits. If you do an AoE, B2 can just do like 3 back-to-back mowdowns. And then plus,
back-to-back is crazy, man.
And each of those devos is providing a ton of turn meter to a Separatist lineup. So right now these Zetas seem important because that Droid Battalion Zeta, it increases the Droid Battalion stacks, which allows him to be in battle longer, do more damage, provide more health regeneration because the shorter that stack is, the shorter he's in battle. Like 1 marked from Revan and a mass assist, what is that right there? That can probably take out 40 stacks right there. So, because that's 8 times 5 or sometimes even more if someone else gets a bonus attack. So the Zetas seem mandatory so far to make this team work. Because I don't think I would have gotten the same result if I didn't have the Zeta on B1.
And then how well something holds up on defense is different than offense, of course. And right now, I'm predicting this is going to work on offense no matter what versus Revan. Because we've only seen a third or a quarter of what this total thing. Other thing, too, is I ran B1 this morning without the Zeta in the Ewok thing where you can take in droids.
Yes.
And so it started off with 50 stacks, and I had it up to like 150 by the end of it. And what if I mean, it could have got up to over 200 or something if I would have had the Zeta. And it was a lot of fun. It was like no problem. It just blew up Ewoks. I mean, watching Ewoks fly all over my phone to their deaths is like one of my favorite things in the world to do. It would have been better if it was stormtroopers, but I'll do it with B1 droids and all that too.
It's actually
it was pretty
funny.
good. I ran it with.
Sorry, go for it.
I ran it with BB-8. It was fun.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Mick Mole too because he was getting excited about the theory crafting of B1, and he actually sent me a quick screenshot of how he was making it work in the Rancor raid, and he just had like B1 stacks crazy high. Although he was hoping to get a lot more damage, like I think for 300 stacks, he only got like 30-some thousand damage on the B1 battle droid, which might still be good. I mean, the B1
300 stacks.
Yes, that was he was like in phase 1 or 2 or something like that. So the stacks go up really quickly, but even though his damage might not be crazy high, just imagine all the health regeneration. That's what he's about. He's not meant to be a Han Solo attacker. He's meant to be an attacker that just kind of keeps chiseling away at you, but at the same time, he's providing the necessary support and survival for the droid army. Because the bigger your army, obviously the longer it takes for the enemy to take you out. I think that's kind of the theme they're going at,
You see this smile? All smiles right now about all this.
It's funny. We kind of said this is a very interesting kit, and it's already panning out to be something.
The thing I like about B1 is that the kit is creative, thematically correct, and not overly complicated.
Yes.
Perfection
it's great,
in my
and
it's really great. It's good.
So although the thing on all of our minds is Revan, I think I'm kind of curious to see how will he work against other teams, because when I think of Commander Luke Skywalker, I think he would blow through this B1 battle droid really, really quickly. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it. The one thing that we're missing right now, I think, for this Grievous team is just the damage output, because Chewbacca, the reason why he's here is because he's got the damage. Grievous, Magna Guard B2 don't really have the damage output. So we're getting close. The next thing we want to talk about, now that we're both here, we both had slightly different opinions about the Finn Zeta. That was kind of our big thing. The other big thing aside from B1 this week, where they're reworking him. And would you agree that at least a majority of the rework is all for the better, right?
It's different. I mean, I'm in the camp. See, I only was using Finn under geared for the turn meter gain to defeat certain teams.
Yes.
In Grand Arena, and so it looks right now that under geared Finn Zeta teams are not going to be as viable as before. Now, a full Gear 12 team or raid viability or raid damage output, in a lot of ways, on paper, this rework looks amazing.
Yes.
For me, I'm not going to gear the rest of my resistance up. And so it may be that the Zeta is completely wasted. And if that is the case, I think everybody should be able to make their own determination on whether or not the Zeta is worth it now that it has been altered. The deal has been altered. And this seems reasonable. They did this to Daka and they did this to Barris. And so I think that just offering us a chance to make the decision for myself, if I had full Gear 12 resistance and I played this rework and I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever, then I should be able to keep it. What's the difference? I mean, it's not an item that cost money. I mean, it's just something that took a lot of time. And I just want to say I kind of have a hidden motive, though. My hidden motive is I want to put all these
you want to
put all these Zetas on Grievous.
You want to get all the
whatever
Zetas
is
for the
needed.
Grievous team.
No, because I've only got one. We were just talking. It could take 5 to 7 Zetas. I've only got one saved up.
Yeah, I've saved.
It'd be nice if I had 2.
Yeah. So
I have nice.
I agree with what you're saying. I had a feeling one reason why they don't want to refund these Zetas is because they want people to farm new ones for these new characters potentially. But yeah, I mean, no matter whether this rework's going to be good or bad, I think at the minimum, just let you decide if you want to reinvest this Zeta back in Finn. Because even for myself, I'm like you. My resistance, like the Finn resistance team, not a single one's at Gear 12. And I actually just today, when I did a Grand Arena stream, I needed a Finn team to kind of pull out some like B grade team. So I just put Finn in with the Poe and Resistance Trooper, and then I put like Gear 5 Holdo in or something like that.
Right.
It's like you can't pull that off with any other team. And this rework seems to be designed where they want you to gear up this faction more. It's not as reliant as just hitting exposes. They're adding reliance on the damage output, and damage output obviously is translated through the extra gear. So that's kind of where it is right now, and it's kind of divisive. I mean, I did a little poll on my last video with it, and people are kind of 50-50 on it, whether they think it's a buff or a nerf. So it's a tough conversation.
I just want to say this, that Capital Games in the history of the game has had 3 characters where there was an advantage to undergear them. The original Old Ben, right? There was an advantage to undergear him, right? So they changed that. They got rid of that.
Yes.
There was a Paper Zombie. There was an advantage to, undergear or not fully gear up, or the character wasn't better at higher gear levels. And so they reworked that. And it's the same thing with Finn. The way with the Zeta Finn team worked, it didn't matter if they were high gear, as long as they had right enough potency and they were fast enough. Once the combo was started, it didn't matter how much damage or how much health you had. You were just going to go through and do it.
Yes.
And so it seems like they've negated that concept 3 times now. Boy, you're getting wrecked here.
I know. This is showing, I took out the damage dealer, so we have no Django or Chewbacca right now. So this kind of shows one of the problems with the Grievous team is that we're lacking damage output. That's the big area that we're missing out on.
This is counterattacks, too. Counterattacks
yeah,
are
but look at these guys. Level 74 Phoenix. Level 74 Phoenix. Yeah, it's like, so it's funny. They're able to take on Revan. Oh, 74 Phoenix. Oh, get away from me. Get away from me.
Yeah, it could be that whole situation where maybe Grievous is only good against Revan.
It could be, yeah. Wouldn't that be funny? Everyone else can kick his butt, but Revan, no, you can't win. Other than that, guys, I'm excited. The 1 week I've been waiting for is finally happening, and this week we're going to get the whole story unfold. Whether Grievous will take on the meta, we will soon find out. Let us know down below. Down below. What your thoughts are and everything.
I'm hyped.
I'm so excited. Just super excited. Hopefully you guys are too. If you guys love Revan, I'm sorry.
Who's Revan? Who's Revan? Who's Revan?
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like the video. Check out Mobile Gamers video. And be sure to subscribe to both of our channels because we have a lot of fun coming up this week. Thank you so much. Peace out. Bye.